Welcome to News Mongolia, where we bring you the latest stories and updates from across the nation and beyond. I'm Batsir Namshar. On the News Mongolia today, Symposium on Dry Port Development organized. Signing ceremony held for a project to advance early childhood development. Mongolian calligraphy was successfully promoted in Belgium. For the news, stay tuned. During the 2024 National Port Revival Forum, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the National Committee for Port Revitalization, the International Think Tank for Landlocked Developing Countries, and the Maritime Administration under the Ministry of Road and Transport Development organized the Symposium Unlocking Opportunities, Convention on the Law of the Sea, Opportunities for Landlocked Developing Countries, and the Development of Dry Ports on March 25th at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mongolia.
Opening the symposium, Minister of Foreign Affairs Batsyk, Minister of Mongolia, Chairman of the National Committee for Port Revitalization Tolak, and member of the UN International Law Commission Mongolian presented government measures implemented for port revival. The forum is being held on the 75th anniversary of the UN International Law Commission.
Under the new recovery policy, the government of Mongolia is implementing specific measures, including the port revitalization policy, one of 6 policies addressing Mongolia's development challenges. Despite pandemic hardships, Mongolia effectively managed border disinfection and ensured cooperation among border organizations to maintain stable exports of goods and minerals. The increasing trade volume with China requires expanding border port capacity, connecting roads and railways, and developing international transport with neighboring countries. The agreement between the government of Mongolia and the government of the People's Republic of China on international road transport relations and its implementation protocol, established last year, provide the legal framework for transit transportation between Mongolia and China.
As we embark on the ambitious task of revitalizing Mongolia's port infrastructure, we are keenly aware of the challenges posed by our landlocked country status. Despite being geographically distant from the sea, we recognize the immense potential that lies within our grasp. The revival of our ports represents not only an economic imperative, but also a symbolic leap towards embracing the opportunities of global trade and connectivity. The revival of our ports will serve as a significant contribution for our economy, creating opportunities to expand our economic horizons and unlock new avenues for growth. By facilitating foreign trade and investment, our ports will become gateways to the world, enabling us to diversify our trade partners and increase our foreign exchange reserves. This injection of capital will fuel further development across various sectors, driving employment, innovation, and prosperity for our nation.
The International Law Commission has encouraged all members of the United Nations to hold commemorative events, either by itself or in conjunction with other events, to highlight the importance of the development of international law and its codification. The issue of how to codify customary rules of international law has bothered the best thinkers and best minds of this world for a long time, and as early as 18th century, Jeremy Bentham proposed, albeit in some utopian forms, codification of international law. And ever since the creation of the League of Nations, in particular in 1924, there was a committee of experts for the codification of international law, and due to the prevailing atmosphere at the time in the international relations, not much has been done within the framework of the League of Nations, other than the Hague Convention on the nationality and statehood. But nonetheless, the League of Nations laid a very solid ground for the United Nations to further pick up the work.
Mongolian calligrapher Tamer is promoting the Mongolian language and culture through his art exhibition in the Kingdom of Belgium. Calligraphy holds significant cultural value in Mongolia, showcasing unique images that embody national spirit and heritage. Our journalists Bat Bayer and Yesuhe Mirgen report from Belgium on this cultural endeavor.
3 years ago, calligrapher Tamer co-hosted an exhibition titled Spring in Brussels, collaborating with a renowned Japanese calligrapher. This time, he joins forces with fellow artists, showcasing not only his works but also pieces by Belgian, Iraqi, and Mongolian female artists. In addition to exhibiting his art, Tamer actively promotes and instructs Mongolian calligraphy in art schools across Belgium and France. Before arriving here, we hosted an exhibition in France. Following that, a one-day exhibition is scheduled in Holland. Subsequently, we plan to continue our exhibition tour across Europe. This summer, we will return to Mongolia and focus on our work at the Mongolian Calligraphy Center in Kharkhorum. Our endeavors are dedicated to promoting Mongolian calligraphy and culture globally. Paul van Wouw, the former honorary consul of Mongolia for the Flemish region, resides in our city of Beveren and has shared valuable insights about Mongolia with us. This is why the exhibition is being held here. Titled From Heaven to Earth, the exhibition represents the deepening connection between the West and East in Beveren. His remarkable calligraphy's skills, expression, and imagination are truly astounding. His written characters resemble intricate paintings, and when my name was written with a brushstroke, it felt as though the entry was magically dissolving into art.
I have maintained regular contact with Tamer ever since I first met him in Mongolia back in 2000. During my visit to his calligraphy workshop in Kharkhorum last year, we discussed and negotiated about organizing this exhibition, and I extended an invitation to him. Artists from Belgium, as well as other countries, are also taking part in this exhibition, symbolizing a collaborative effort between Belgian and Mongolian artists. The process of writing calligraphy is a very magical moment, because when I write, the viewer likes to hold their breath and watch every movement of the brush and my hand. In addition, the wonders of Mongolian script can be shown to others. Writing calligraphy in Mongolian script is a kind of exercise.
The exhibition also features artworks by Syrian artists and calligrapher Hussein. According to the organizers, the opening was attended by over 100 people, which is quite significant for a small district. The exhibition is scheduled to run until April the 7th.
You're watching News Mongolia. Now let's take a look at other current affairs in Mongolia.
On March 25th, at the Embassy of Japan in Mongolia, Ambassador Masaru Igawahara and Mitsuoki Toyoda, Save the Children's country director, signed an agreement on a project supporting the development of young children through equal access to early education and comprehensive services. The project will be implemented through a Japanese non-governmental organization. Over the past 3 years, Japan's Save the Children Foundation has collaborated with Japanese NGOs on the promoting inclusive education throughout primary and lower secondary education in Mongolia project, supporting children in Ulaanbaatar, Urhangai Province, and Hovd Province. The newly launched project shifts the foundation's focus to preschool-aged children to enhance the infrastructure and human resource capacity of health centers and kindergartens. The primary objective is to facilitate early detection and intervention for children with disabilities during this crucial developmental stage. The project implementation period is from March 30th of this year to March 29th of 2025, with $620,000 in funding.
Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at international news from our partner agencies. German Interior Ministry spokesperson Cornelius Funke said on Monday that the threat from Islamic extremism remains acute, but added that the authorities' risk assessment had not yet changed as a result of the Moscow attack.
The ISK offshoot, which according to Funke currently poses the greatest Islamist threat in Germany, has been linked by the German authorities to 3 suspected attack plans since July.
The security authorities' risk assessment of the Islamist threat in Germany has not changed as a result of the terrible attack in Moscow. It was already high before, as the measures taken by security authorities against terror suspects of the BKA, Germany's Central Criminal Investigation Agency, have shown. In addition, the Islamist scene as a whole has been even more in the focus of the security authorities since October 7, 2023, as shown by the bans on Hamas and Sami in Germany, among others. ISK currently poses the greatest Islamist threat in Germany. How vigilant our security authorities are is shown by the crackdown on terror suspects by the Federal Criminal Police Office in recent weeks, most recently on Tuesday with 2 arrests by the Federal Criminal Police Office for suspected attack plans in Sweden.
Asked about the upcoming Euro 2024 soccer tournament in Germany in summer, he responded that increased security measures have long been in place for major events in Germany, especially to protect against Islamist threats.
Now let's take a look at the weather forecast for Mongolia and the world major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you on Wednesday with more news and updates. Goodbye.